Your dog isn't just avoiding your eyes. Something deeper is shifting inside their emotional world, and most people never notice it until it becomes obvious. Because eye contact isn't just a habit for your dog. It's communication. It's trust. It's how they silently confirm that everything between you is still safe, still connected. And when that starts to fade, it's never random. But what if I told you this change is not about obedience, and not even about behavior? It's about emotional distance, forming in ways your dog cannot explain to you. And what it really means might surprise you later in this story. At first, you might notice small moments. Your dog looks away when you call their name. They avoid holding your gaze for more than a second. They seem distracted, even when they're right next to you. And you might think they're just tired, or bored, or simply aging into a calmer phase. But that's not always what's happening. Because for a dog, eye contact is not casual. It's intimate. It's direct emotional exposure. They don't use it lightly, especially not with someone they deeply trust. So when they start pulling away from it, it often means something inside them has changed. And here's where it becomes more emotional. Your dog may be sensing uncertainty in your energy. Not something obvious, not something you say out loud, but something subtle in your tone, your presence, your attention. Dogs don't interpret words first. They interpret emotional consistency. And when that consistency feels slightly different, they adjust their behavior long before you realize anything is wrong. So they stop holding your gaze, not out of disrespect, but as a quiet, emotional response. Almost like they are trying to process something they don't fully understand yet. And you might still think it's nothing. But over time you may notice they start choosing distance in small ways, sitting a little farther away, turning their body slightly when resting near you. Not because they love you less, but because something in their emotional comfort system is recalibrating. And that's the part most people completely miss. Because your dog doesn't just see you as an owner. They see you as their emotional anchor, their stability, their reference point for safety in the world. So when that anchor feels even slightly inconsistent, they don't confront it, they don't complain, they don't show it directly, they withdraw quietly. But there's another layer to this you need to understand. Sometimes this behavior is not about fear or distance at all. Sometimes it's about emotional sensitivity. Your dog may be absorbing stress from you, the way you walk, the way you breathe after a long day, the way your attention is divided between 100 different things. To you, it feels normal. To them, it feels like a shift in connection. And when that happens, eye contact becomes too intense, too revealing, too emotionally loaded. So they avoid it, not to disconnect, but to protect the emotional balance they feel between you. And that's where the story deepens. Because dogs don't just bond through affection, they bond through emotional regulation. They learn your patterns, they synchronize with your presence. So when something feels off, even slightly, they adjust themselves first. And here's what makes this even more important. If your dog is avoiding eye contact for long periods, it can also signal internal confusion. Not about you as a person, but about their place in your emotional world at that moment. They are trying to figure out one silent question. Are we still okay? And they don't ask it with sound. They ask it with behavior, with distance, with silence, with avoidance of gaze. But there's a turning point in this pattern that most owners completely overlook. Because sometimes, this behavior is temporary. If you respond with calm presence, consistent attention, and gentle emotional stability, your dog slowly begins to return. The eye contact comes back first in small moments, then longer, then natural again. But if the emotional gap continues, the silence between you and your dog becomes longer too. And that's where the final truth sits. When your dog stops looking into your eyes completely, it is not just a behavioral shift. It is an emotional signal that your connection is being experienced differently on their side. Not broken, not lost, but changed. And that change matters more than most people realize. Because to your dog, Eye contact is not just sight. It is connection. It is reassurance. It is how they feel you are still with them emotionally. And when it disappears, they are not turning away from you. They are waiting to feel you again.